So Activision is finally making the decision to skip a year of Call of Duty, and I think this is definitely a move in the right direction. They've announced that the game that Treyarch was supposedly supposed to release for 2023 is going to be pushed back by a year to 2024. So at the end of this year, 2022, Modern Warfare 2 is going to be released, and it's going to be released probably about a month earlier than usual. It's going to be released in October, and that's probably that's due to the reason of Vanguard just being a dumpster fire and them just wanting to get as far away from that as possible. So they just want to get a new Call of Duty out there and have people not. They just want people to stop complaining about Vanguard, basically. They also announced, though, and this is the part where I don't get, they announced that instead of a game being released in 2023 that you can buy, they're going to release a new free-to-play title instead, which kind of confuses me. So in addition to Warzone 2 coming out, I think also in that time frame, they're also going to release this free-to-play game. And that's where I start to disagree, because if you're going to skip the year, damn it, skip the year. Like, don't do this free-to-play stuff, because when you say free-to-play on a year that you decide to skip, that sounds to me like it's going to be fucking terrible. It sounds to me that it's going to be like Vanguard, but worse, because you're making less money from it because it's free, and it's going to have like shitty dev support. I mean, I could be wrong. It could be a hit. But if you're going to skip a year, skip a year. I don't get what this free-to-play thing is. Just allow Modern Warfare 2 to have 2 years of full support. That'd be a much better idea than oddly just releasing this free-to-play title. But that's what they're probably going to do, I guess, and that's the part that I really don't agree on. Now, there's a few reasons why they're doing this. I think the main reason is just because Call of Duty doesn't fit into the current gaming climate with yearly releases. It just doesn't really make sense anymore. And PC gaming has been doing this for a long time, where they release a game and they don't just re-release new ones every single year or every 2 years. They just keep really good support of that game, and they have people interested in it for a long time. Some examples of this is League of Legends, CSGO, Dota, and there's plenty of other games out there like that are still very popular that haven't been re-released. They just have new items getting added to it. They have new events. They have great dev support, and they have people willing to pay for items and, pay to enter events. And that's what keeps, those games alive. The issue with Call of Duty is it doesn't fit into that yearly release cycle anymore. It was cool back in the day. It was something to look forward to every year. Like every single year the new Call of Duty came out, it was something to look forward to in the gaming community. But just the current gaming community and just how bad Call of Duty has been in recent years, just people aren't really looking forward to it anymore, so it doesn't work out anymore. So basically Call of Duty is just begging people to buy their terribly priced and terribly done skins for $20 a pop in their store, just so they can keep making money. And that's just a terrible idea. So that's probably the main reason why they're doing this. They also just want to get as far away from the dumpster fire that is Vanguard as possible, as quickly as possible, which is why Modern Warfare 2 is going to be released a month earlier this year in about October, because they just want to get away from Vanguard. They realize that it's just not a good game. It feels pretty good, it plays pretty good, but the maps suck and the dev support is non-existent, and zombies is just awful. So they just want to get as far away from that game as possible. They want to make as much money as they can off of skins, and they just want to get out. And they probably also might just let Sledgehammer go, I think, because if they're delaying it by a year and they continue this two-year delay period, you can almost say for certain that Sledgehammer is going to be out of a job here, or at least just reduced to being someone that helps Infinity Ward or Treyarch when they need help. I don't really see Sledgehammer getting any more chances, especially with how everything is going with their current game in Vanguard. And I think another reason is probably the Microsoft acquisition of Activision, but I really don't have a comment to make on that for this video, so I'll just move on to the next reason, and that's because Treyarch is already behind, technically. A lot of you might not remember, but Cold War initially wasn't supposed to be a Treyarch game. It was supposed to be a Sledgehammer game. I don't know if it was supposed to be called Cold War or not, but it was initially a Sledgehammer game that Sledgehammer dropped the ball on, and Treyarch and maybe Raven Software or whoever else had to swoop in and help out and finish the game or recreate a new game quickly. So that happened, and then Sledgehammer then had to start over, and they basically just copied Modern Warfare and made Vanguard, and that game was bad. So now, Infinity Ward, they're the only ones that are actually officially caught up, so they'll be releasing Modern Warfare 2. And now that Treyarch, they had to release Cold War, and they only got 2 years off now, I think that's why Activision is doing that, because they want to make sure that this time, Treyarch isn't like, okay, we keep getting dealt these shit hands where we have to jump in and abandon what we're working on to fix something else. They need more time. So I think that's what Activision is doing. There's nothing wrong with it. I like the 2-year cycle that they're moving to. It makes a lot more sense. I think it makes the game. It makes it a lot more. I think it's a lot better because if you do want to spend money on the game, at least the game's going to be supported for a little bit of time. Like people play GTA 5, people play League of Legends, people play CS:GO. People spend a fuck ton of money on those games. If those games were only supported for 1 year, and then a new one came out, and the stuff they bought didn't transfer, they're not going to get as many sales, and people are not going to be as interested in the game. So I think Call of Duty kind of wants to switch over to that idea, which is basically what Warzone is, and which also kind of confuses me that they're making a Warzone 2, because apparently nothing from Warzone 1 that you own is going to transfer over to Warzone 2, and whatever you own in Vanguard obviously doesn't transfer to any of the other Call of Duties. So I don't really get the whole Warzone 2 thing. I mean, just call it, keep it Warzone. I don't know why people need to put 2 next to something. Warzone's a fine name. You don't need to make it 2. You don't see Fortnite out here being like Fortnite 2 or Fortnite 3. It's just fucking Fortnite, It's silly. So yeah, that's basically it for the video. Let me know how you feel about the delay for the next Call of Duty after Modern Warfare 2. Let me know if you think they're going to continue that 2-year delay cycle. And let me know if Sledgehammer is going to be around any longer for Call of Duty, or maybe they're going to get the can pretty soon. Anywho, if you enjoyed the video, feel free to subscribe, and maybe I'll see you in the next one.